Okay, this is factoring by grouping, but remember, you always want to do the GCF first. So your steps to factoring, make sure you get your GCF out. That's step one. If there is one, there may not be one. Step one. Step two, if you see a binomial, then it's a good chance you're doing the three check or difference of perfect, like your teacher, squares. All right. And then the last one, the last thing you look for is the grouping, which we are going to call the Xbox approach. And that's what you're kind of learning here. I'm not going to do all these obviously because you need to demonstrate you understand it. Um, so first example, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to look for common factors. Now we know how to do the factor tree, so what I'm going to do is skip over the factor tree part and go ahead and factor this out for you. It's x times x plus 2 times 2 times 2x plus 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now, if I look at all three terms, because this is a trinomial, all three terms do not have something in common. So my next step is it a binomial and can I do my three check? Well, there's not even a difference here. So I'm off step two. Now I'm going to go to step three. So this is just by grouping. Um, by grouping, what I'm going to need to do is I need to identify ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the standard form for polynomials. Okay. And I need a, which is nothing written there, but remember that's a 1 if it's not written. I have my b, which is 8, and c, which is 16. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to combine a and c, so we multiply those two together. So 1 times 16 is 16. And then down here, we're going to write b. And b is 8. The other two spaces are going to be used for your perfect combination of AC that gives me 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 16 and I'm going to write all the factors for it. So AC, which is 16. So let's see, 2 times, or I like to start with 1. Start with 1. 1 times 16, or 16 times 1. And then 2 times 8, or 8 times 2. And then 3 doesn't go in there, so let's try 4 times 4. 5 doesn't go in there. 6 doesn't go in there. 7 doesn't go in there. 8's already there, so I'm done. So those are all the possible combinations that give me 16. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to match that up with 8 or B. But the way to do that is to add these two things together. If I add those two together, I get 17. Hey, that's bad. I want 8. I'm going to add these two together. I get 10. That one's not good. That one's not good. This one has to work. If this doesn't work, then I have a prime polynomial. I can't do anything with it. Plus, that's 8. Hey, B is 8. That's what I want. So 4 and 4 are the magic numbers that'll fit in my box. 4 and 4. Okay, now, that's going to allow me to rewrite this into groups. Groups. And first I'm going to write the x squared down. Now I'm going to write the 16 down. That 8x, this little magic 8x here, this 8x, well, that one's going to be a combination of 4 and 4. So I'm going to write 4x plus 4x. Just to note, if I add these two together, I get 8x, which is what's there. All I'm doing is breaking it apart so I can make groups out of this. All right, so I've got that. Again, where did I get the 4 and 4? I got that from the factors right here, 4 and 4, that matched up to give me that magic number 8, which is our B. Okay, so here we go. Now, we're going to factor out the groups. This first group and the second group. Okay, I'm going to factor out a common factor. Quickly, I see that's x and x. I see that's 4 and x. I see the common factor is x. So x, what's left is x plus 4. Plus, now I'm going to look at the common factor for these two. Well, I can write that as 4 times x, but I can write this one as 4 times 4. So my common factor is 4, leaving me with x plus 4. Let's just double check that real quick. Let's go ahead and FOIL that out. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 4 is 16. So that's the perfect grouping. Now notice these two are exactly the same. That's how you know you did it right. Let's write that down. I know I did this right because I got x plus 4. That's the common one. Now look at what's left over. I've used this. That leaves me with this piece plus 4. So I've got what's left is x plus 4. I now have completed my factoring by grouping. Just for the record, they're both exactly the same. You can write this as x plus 4 squared. They mean the same thing. Both are acceptable answers. So this is my answer, or this is my factored form answer. Let's try another one. Let's try this one right here. Let's try the 2y squared minus 20. Oh yeah, I got to do my common factor first. Let's see. If I break this up, I get 2y minus 2 times 5y plus 2 times 5 times 5. Now I look and see if there's any common factors. The only thing common is a 2. So right now, what I have so far is I have this equals 2y squared minus 10y plus 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so I've got the common factor out. Then I'll look to see, is this a binomial? Can I do the difference of perfect squares? Nope, it is not. It's a trinomial. That means there's a good chance I'm going to be able to do grouping. So let's look at this carefully. Let's see. A y squared minus by plus 25. So that gives me, sorry, that should be C. That gives me an A, which is 1. It's not written, but it's a 1. That gives me a B of negative 10. And then C, which is 25. Now I'm going to create my box. Here's my box. I'm going to put it over here. So my box is too big. The box is AC goes up here, and that means A times C. A was 1 times C is 25, so that's 25. And my B is negative 10, and I put that down here. Our goal is to fill in the other two squares, but I need to do the factoring first of AC. So AC, which is 25, and then I want to match up B, which is negative 10. All right, let's see what we got. So let's see, 25 can be written as 1 times 25, or negative 1 times negative 25. I see negatives in my problem. See the negative by the 20 over here? See this negative? Okay, that's kind of why I want to make sure I get all the negatives in there. I can also do like, how about 5 times 5? Or negative 5 times negative 5. I don't think there's any other numbers that go in 25. So I think that's my factorization. I can check later, but right now what I'm going to do is see if I can pair up, add these two factors together to get B, which is negative 10. Add these two together, I get 26. That's not what I want. I want negative 10. Add these two together, I get negative 26. Not what I want. Add these two together, I get 10. Ooh, real close, but I wanted negative 10. Wrong. If I add these two together, negative 5 and negative 5, I get negative 10. Bingo. That means these two numbers, negative 5 and negative 5, are my two special numbers here and here. So let's do this. Let's put this together now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change the way this looks completely. Don't forget we got that hanging stupid 2. There's my hanging stupid 2. Now inside here, what we're going to do is we're going to write the A part, the C part, but now B, I'm going to separate into 2 parts using my 2 new numbers. So instead of writing negative 10y, I'm going to write negative 5y, negative 5y. The purpose is that allows me to take these 2 pieces and I'm going to group them together. Group them together. So let's factor out what I know is true about the first one. The common factor from here and here is y. And you can check that. Y squared times negative 5 is negative 5y. Perfect. Now, see, I'm hoping that I get a match over here. I want a match. I want y minus 5 to be here also. Okay? Which if I do that, I'm going to have to pull out negative 5. The common GCF for these two, because negative 5 goes in here and negative 5 goes in here. So just pull it out and it works. Let's just double check it. Negative 5 times y is negative 5y. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. We got ourselves a little match. Almost done. 2. Now, see the common piece that we created? Write that one first. Y minus 5. Close that parenthesis. Now, what's left is this piece and this piece. So I've got what's left is y minus 5. And there is my completed factorization. Let's try the next one. Then that should give you substantial start, hopefully, for these guys. So this problem here, my first step, again, is to try my GCF. So I'm going to break it up. 27 would be 3 times 3 times 3, x times x. 18 is 3 times 3 times 2, x plus 3 can be just written as 3 times 1. It looks a little lonely, so I put the 1 there. I believe I have trinomial, and each one of the terms has a common 3. Let's pull that out. So my step 1 is complete. 3, what's left is 3x squared, 3xx, which is 9x squared. Subtract 3 times 2 times x, 6x plus a 1. See, if I didn't have that 1 there, it would disappear on me. All right, this component right here is a trinomial. It's not going to be a difference of perfect squares, so I can't do the 3 check. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create my box. Remember, this is ax squared plus bx plus c. So my a is 9, b is negative 6, and c is 1. X. I'm going to put AC on the top. That means A times C. A is 9, C is 1. A is 9, C is 1. That means I have 1 times 9 is 9. Now I need to put B down here. And B is right here. It's negative 6. All right. We're going to list out A, C, multiply. And I want that to come out to be 9. And then I want B to be negative 6. So let's first do my factors to get AC. Well, if AC is 9, I can see I can use, I have a negative in my problem. That B is negative. I've got to think some negatives. So first thing I have is 1 times 9. Or negative 1 times negative 9. Then I have another combination is 3 times 3. Or negative 3 times negative 3. I don't think I have any other combinations. Don't take drop top of the box. Sorry for that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add them to get this magic negative 6. So add them together, I get 10. That's not what I want. Add them together, you get negative 10. Not what I want. Add them together, I get 6. Close, but not what I want. Add them together, I get negative 6. I do want that. So negative 6 is what I want. That means these two guys are my numbers I want to be here and here. Those are the numbers that are going to help me break up that trinomial over here. So let's go back over here. Again, don't forget the little 3 on the outside. Now inside here, copy this part down and this part down. But this guy, this -6, I'm going to break up into its two parts, -3 and -3. So I write -3x minus 3x. Well, that makes sense because I can add these two together and they combine to get -6x. So I've got it. And the reason we did that is so we can group. I've got two things I'm grouping. I want to take this set and pull out a common factor if I can. So the first one, the first common factor between these two is 3 and an x. So write it down. If I take that out, it leaves me with 3x for this guy, 3x for that guy, and I need a 1 to keep that holding true. Now I know that what should happen over in the other pairing, this other grouping here, is I should have the same thing. I should have 3x minus 1, but I have to know what to pull out. So let's see. -3 and 1. Well, shoot. All that did was change the signs. So I think I'm just going to pull out -1. Let's double check it. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 1, -3x. -1 times -3 is -3x. -3 times -1 is 1. So everything lines up. And that's great because this is common. So copy your 3 down. That's your stupid GCF that never goes away. Now the first one I have is the common one, which is here and here. Let's copy that down. 3x minus 1. Okay? What's left, what remains, is 3x subtract 1. We write that one down. And once again, I have completed it factoring. This will take a while, a lot of practice. Will probably take 2 or 3 days on this. So work with Ms. Spillman, and she will help you through as much as you can, and Ms. Irvine will help you. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday.